Hello and welcome to episode 56 of Shared Discovery, the show and podcast dedicated to sharing the many exciting aspects of gaming and sushi. I'm your host, Victor, and today we got Ron returning. How you doing, Ron? How you been since the 50th?
Another beautiful episode, Victor. Can't wait.
You have been on episode 51, but that was shot before the 50th.
Yeah.
So, how you feeling since our live show?
I mean, it was a lot of fun. I injured myself a little bit, but I'm better now.
Oh yeah, how's that shoulder doing?
Good. Good. Yeah, I wore the wrong shirt that day.
Sorry about that. You just look so good doing that tumble.
I did a lot of practice, so I'm glad it looked good.
It looked sweet. That's why I wanted you to do it twice. So, what are we talking about today, Ron?
We're talking about a game we've brought up a few times in the past, and I figure it's just time to actually talk about the game directly, and that's Sushi Go, but this is Sushi Go Party.
Yes. And I was thinking about this. We were thinking of a pre-show. When's the first time we talked about this? It was episode 2.
Episode 2? Really?
Yeah, because we were talking about how to get people into gaming, and we were talking about entry games, gateway games, and we were talking about Sushi Go. And I think we'll have to double check, but I think we said, hey, we should do an episode on Sushi Go eventually. So here we are.
We've arrived at eventually.
And it's awesome too because we haven't done a physical deep dive in a while.
Yeah. What was the last one we did?
Was that Root?
I think it was Root.
Episode 14. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That long ago.
Unless you count D&D. But we're back with the card game. I'm excited to get back into it.
Me too.
Before all of that, though, what you been up to? What games you been playing lately?
What games have I been playing lately? I've been getting into Dark Souls. Well, I'm always in and out of Dark Souls. I feel like it's just a consistent, like, can pick up and drop it whenever I want.
Nice.
Auto save, so I don't have to worry about saving. And then I've been doing a little bit of like city builder stuff, city sims, and like weird indie games about building villages in the frontier.
Oh, that's cool. So, yeah. Nice. The indie games are where it's at for that weird experimental stuff.
Yeah, literally.
Nice.
I'd never wanted so many people to die from like tuberculosis before, but like here we are.
Why do you want them to die from tuberculosis in this particular game?
It just makes it more interesting.
Okay. More exciting experience.
You don't want to be too easy.
No, yeah, I see. So is that the difficulty modifier?
Pretty much.
Is more disease?
Disease, starvation.
And for those that
scarcity.
want to play this game, which game are we talking about?
What was the name of this one? It's like a frontier town.
It's that Fringe.
It's an indie game, and then the guy just stopped developing it after a while, so there's like a really cool mod scene, but
nice.
I'm like blanking on it, but I don't know. Here's some good ones. Kenshi is a really good one that I like doing town building in, and that's one where you get tragedy visited on you all the time. I haven't worked up to it yet, but the Dwarf Fortress.
Ooh.
Heard good things.
I've heard good things about that too. That's a classic.
Yeah, that's a classic. It goes back to like the ancient days of the internet, like prehistoric.
That's so cool that it's still carried forward and it's still getting new players. It speaks to the core game, honestly.
And it really does, because it's like the core game has just been so memeified as like being so simulationist and so hardcore that. And the graphics for the longest time, it didn't have graphics.
Really?
It was just symbols.
Okay.
Bunch
kind
of
of
symbols.
like a mud.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like that.
Where it's all ASCII and like @ symbols and pluses and minuses and stuff, and like just you had to decipher even how to play it.
Oh my gosh.
But the stories that would come out of it were so detailed and interesting that you're like, well,
I want to try it.
Right? At least once. Like just the whole like dwarf ball story where a dude found like 15 of his dwarves dead at the bottom of the mine, just randomly at the bottom of the stairs, with a cat wandering around, and he didn't know what happened.
Demon cat.
Right? So he went through the logs and read through like the histories of these people, because every single like character in the mine has their own personal histories, likes and like dislikes and like life and goals. And he backtracked it with all these guys. They all just would like walk into the stairwell and then suddenly they'd die. And so he tracked
Oh my
through,
gosh.
tracked through the story, and he found the original dwarf that fell down the stairs. And he found that the cat tripped the dwarf. The dwarf fell on the cat, and then they fell down the stairs, and they started a dwarf ball, like a snowball. They hit another dwarf who was like walking on the stairs, and kill him, and then add him to the dwarf ball, and they'd keep falling for like 15 stories into the earth.
That's amazing. That all like in text.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now it's been
text or weird symbols,
and it's been brought forward and given graphics.
Yep.
That's amazing. You should try it. I think it's time.
I want to.
After all these years, that's amazing.
Just the goofy potential.
What a wild story. For me, I've been playing a GameCube Pokemon game, XD Gale of Darkness, and they have a mechanic that a lot of Pokemon games don't have. And Game Freak didn't make this game, so this is probably why.
Okay.
But they have these simulation discs that you can get. Go to the simulation center, and it will give you a Pokemon puzzle. So use this one Pokemon to beat this player, other opponents, 3 Pokemon with this specific set of skills. You need to learn about their stats, their passives, items, how to use weird skills. Like there's one where you have to defeat these 2 Pokemon within 2 turns. In the second turn, they explode. So you have to be able to defeat them. One's a ghost, and ghosts can't take damage from explosion. But the Pokemon that you're given gives the ability to make it so ghost Pokemon can take damage from explosion.
Okay.
So you have to, and then your other Pokemon has to live somehow, so you have to turn it into a ghost as well, so that it doesn't take explosion, but their ghost does. I've learned more from these simulations than actually playing through a regular story of the game.
That's incredible. Like, really, that's hardcore. I haven't heard anything like that.
I've never heard of it before either. It's Pokemon puzzles, and I think they should honestly bring these forward through all of the generations, because that was Gen 3, so there were just below 400 Pokemon to make these puzzles with. Now they have 1,000, and so many abilities and so many items. You could make such creative puzzles. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, learning a lot about the game.
Right, just the potential for that is incredible.
But we're not talking about Pokemon. We're not talking about Dwarf Fortress. We're talking about sushi. But first, before we eat sushi, we got to clean the house. Got to do some housekeeping.
Sweep up.
So if you like the show, you like what we're doing, check us out on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave some comments, tell us if you like Sushi Go, tell us your favorite type of sushi in the comments, right?
Definitely.
Especially check us out on YouTube, because that is where you can see us live. You can see these demo games that we're going to do, you can see our D&D, you can see our live show. So check us out there, check us out on Instagram. If you want some, you want to see us make sushi, do some sushi ASMR, mukbangs. No, just kidding.
Oh.
We're not going to do that.
Oh, that's a good way to get food poisoning. Sushi mukbang.
Let's not do that. All right, Ron, we start the show with questions. So,
as is right.
Okay. Starting off,
Yeah.
do you like sushi?
I love sushi, Victor.
Nice.
It's delicious. It's tasty. I got sushi recently, and I left my leftovers in my car.
Oh, no.
I almost wanted to cry.
That's a way to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. That's for the raccoons, huh?
Literally.
Bummer. So,
They're
okay.
good.
So, follow-up question. What's your favorite kind of sushi?
I'm kind of boring. Anything with like the crispy, crunchy onions.
Okay.
A good California roll
Nice,
with a
nice.
spicy sauce on it.
Very cool.
I'm good to go.
Nice.
I don't need a lot of flavor or like unique textures.
Sure.
Seaweed, rice, salmon. Put some hot sauce on it.
A little crab, maybe.
We're talking.
A little fake crab in there.
You better believe it. Not necessary, but definitely crab is good.
Heck yeah.
It's a little sweeter.
I would say I am indifferent to sushi. I don't dislike it. It's just not something I go for.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick a favorite, because I haven't tried much of it, it would be the California roll. I think for me, seaweed's not my favorite flavor, and that's the the glue in sushi. So I'll take stir fry.
Yeah. Mongolian
Yeah.
stir fry.
So I like that most of the sushi restaurants I've been to have that section of the menu. I'm like, yeah, just give me that fried up, baby.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to talk about all kinds of sushi today,
All
but
kinds
we
of
have a
sushi.
disclaimer here. So tell me the difference between Sushi Go and Sushi Go Party Edition.
Okay, so Sushi Go is kind of a waste of money in my opinion because Sushi Go Party is Sushi Go, but it has more to it. It has a bunch of different variable ways to play the game, and Sushi Go is just one way to play.
Okay.
It's what we have set up right here.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. It's not super exciting. It's not my personal favorite way to play. So I would just say if you're gonna get Sushi Go, just skip Sushi Go and get Sushi Go Party. It doesn't cost much more, like only a few dollars more, and it's like 10 times the game.
Okay, so Sushi Go was successful. They updated it, added some more modes, and you say just get all the new modes. You don't lose anything.
Essentially,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You don't lose anything. You just gain, and everything you gain is better than what just original Sushi Go is.
Yeah.
But that's just me personally. You know, if you want that simpler, crisper, like more limited scope game, and you're not messing with like all these different game types and that too much for you, then just stick with Sushi Go.
And I'd say like the one perk of the original is the box is super tiny.
You can take it on the go.
Leave it in your glove box.
Right, nice card game.
Yeah.
You whip it out and go, and it's not as many people. I think it only plays up to 6.
Sure.
But still, that's not a huge difference.
Just less physical space there, and so for those people that want to grab that, we're gonna play the base game today, the original mode that comes in that small box.
Right. This you'll see in the original box and in this expanded version, and you know it's still fun. It's just not as aggressive as I like to play normally.
Right on. So I wanted to give a disclaimer because just so people know that we're talking about the game plus more, right? And so with these deep dives, we like to give an overview, setup, rules, and we're going to do a sample game here, the 2-player version, so you can see how the game works. But first, I like to know the hook of the game, Ron. So can you read me that hook and see if I want to play the game?
Oh, the hook for this game is the Welcome to Sushi Go Party. You're dining a la carte at a deluxe sushi feast. Before you eat, you must first create your own menu. So that's what we've done here today from a wide variety of delectable options. Then try to score the most points over 3 rounds. So we deal the cards out 3 times and we score all together, grabbing the best combination of cards that you can from the selection you've been given before they fly on by.
You know, as you say this makes me think the Pokemon Stadium, they had the Lickitung mini game where there's a conveyor belt of sushi that runs around and you have to get the most expensive, like the highest cost sushi, and you can get like, what is it, sake that burns your mouth? No, what's the green stuff?
Oh, that's wasabi.
Wasabi, yeah, you can burn your mouth with that. This is what this game makes me think of when it comes to sushi. So I'm hooked. I want to make my own menu. I want to eat good. I like dumplings. Honestly, I haven't tried tempura before.
Something speaks to me about like the whole competition to get the best sushi. I feel like that might just be a fundamental Japanese cultural experience or something.
And I feel like I'm trying to build like the best looking plate too.
Yeah, why is that showing up so much? Anyway, moving on.
All right, Ron. We got the hook. I want to play.
Yeah.
Give me an overview. What am I going to be doing in this game?
So this game is essentially a pick and pass. I don't know. It's not a super popular form of game, but moderately so. Everybody is dealt a hand of cards. You pick the most appealing card, whatever that means to you. Generally, since we're scoring for points, you want the one that'll score you the most points.
Okay.
And then once you've picked your card, the hand is reduced by 1, and everybody flips their card, showing the one they have. They place it in an area in front of them called the tableau. Okay. This is just literally means like table.
So this is my
just the table space in front of you. This is your tableau, your painting space. You're going to make your sushi picture.
This is the picture. This is my Instagram picture that
Better
I make.
believe it.
Okay.
Yep, your plate of sushi. And so everybody faces up their card, and then that goes into your tableau, and it'll be scored at the end of the round.
Okay, so every time I take a card, I put it down face up.
Right. Well, you put it down face down, and then we all reveal.
I see.
And then we pass the hands on to the next person. and we look at the hand, and we continue from there. We just pick a card, face up, pass the hand, and we go around until all the cards are gone or exhausted.
Sure, and then so we'll get into the nitty-gritty here of what cards you want to take,
right?
How does the scoring work, but how do we set this game up?
So how the game is set up is you take this board here. This only comes in the Sushi Go Party Edition. The original Sushi Go just has this standard layout and assumes that you know what this is, and you have a pad of paper, and you're just going to write it down.
And it'll show you in the rule book, too, like the recommended layout, too.
Yeah, for Sushi Go Party. Sushi Go, it just has the basic thing in the manual. There's no board. There's no point counter. There's just the cards.
I see. So
whereas Sushi Go Party has this board which lays out all of the cards that are going to be in the game that we're playing.
Yeah, and let's go through this board because the people that have the base game, this could be a really good visual for them, how to, even without it, how to set up the game.
And that's why I really like Sushi Go Party too, is it actually adds a board to the game. But we've got the nigiri, which is your basic scoring cards. These are worth 1, 2, and 3. I think it's the egg nigiri, the salmon nigiri, and the squid nigiri are the 1s, 2s,
and they all have just a face value scoring. Okay.
Yeah, face value scoring straight up. There's not much going on there, and they're usually cards you grab as a last resort. Unless you see a squid nigiri, usually that 3 points is going to be better than most individual cards.
I see.
So you want to keep your eyes peeled for that sort of optimizing. And squid nigiri based off of, pretty basic sushi.
Sure.
Rice with some fish on them, right?
Yeah.
And
I might like those. It doesn't seem like there's seaweed in them.
No, these are really nice.
I might have to try those.
This one's got a little seaweed on it.
Okay.
Just tying it together.
Stay away from the seaweed ones.
Just steer clear of the egg.
So these are the standard fill the deck. The points that you see, that's what you're gonna get.
Everybody loves nigiri. It's the basic foundation for sushi, right? And then that is in every game. They're going to be in every game no matter what other cards you have modifying it. Those are be in the game no matter what.
So it's kind of like the land.
Yeah.
So like in Magic, no matter how you play, you're going to have land as the foundation of the game. The foundational card is the nigiri.
Yep.
Okay.
Better believe it.
Cool.
And then another robust, like in its numbers, just like nigiri, another like primary card is going to be your rolls. Rolls fill up a lot of the deck, and usually there's some sort of like competition, or like you want to get the most of them, or be the person with the most. In this case, we have the maki rolls, which is if you have the most, you get 6 points. If you're second place, you get 3 points.
Okay.
So that's how that 3-point nigiri. You do comparison, you might be grabbing like 3 or 4 maki roll cards, and you're only getting 3 points, right? And they have variable numbers on the cards, 1 to 3.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So even that is
so on each card, there's a certain amount of symbols, and there are 10 of these cards.
And just like the nigiri, that's another one that kind of fills out the deck.
So if I grab this 3-symbol one and this 2-symbol one, when we count up at the end of the round,
say I have 2 1s, you have more than me, so then you would get the first place prize and I get the second place.
Okay. So in a 2-player game, one of us is going to get first, one of us is going to get second.
Pretty much, no matter what. And if you tie, you split the points.
Okay.
So that's annoying for ties.
That is annoying. I don't want to share.
No, nobody wants to share.
So this comes into the competitive aspect of the game. Since you reveal the card each time, you're thinking about, okay, I know they have a 3-point one.
Right.
That's risky for me to go for it, or I need to push my number up.
Exactly. And if nobody's pulling the maki and stuff, and have I seen any high-numbered maki come by me that have been skipped or passed on, and things that keep in your mind while you're playing. So like where cards are positioned in play. And
so these maki show the variation in how points are going to get. We have the nigiri that give the face value, but now the rest that we see here are going to have some variation on the amount that you need to get points.
Conditional. Different
That's
conditions to get points.
I like that. So what's up next?
Next up is one of my personal favorites because it interacts with cards that we've already talked about. This is the wasabi. And the wasabi is only worth points when combined with nigiri.
Interesting.
So you have to play your wasabi card first, and then we pass our hands, right? and then I have to play a nigiri card after it. Anytime after, but they combine, and the nigiri is immediately multiplied by 3 when combined with wasabi.
Okay. So I'm sure you've won a few games off of the back of the wasabi.
I love them. They're my favorite little guys.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that only combines with the nigiri.
Right. And so that gets you either 3, 6, or 9 points off the nigiri, with the 1, 2, and 3 all multiplied by 3. And it's really fun also to see somebody play a wasabi and then take all of the nigiri.
Interesting.
Before they can take anything.
Because my thought too is you put it face down and reveal. Because if you put them all, say you put yours face up and everyone's still going, they could see you had the wasabi and like, actually I'm going to change my move this turn.
Exactly. That's why you do the face down and then turn up.
So hidden information is really important during this game. Okay.
Because you're going to want to stop any 3 squid nigiri from getting to that somebody with a wasabi.
Yeah, and it's really interesting too, because when you get to the bigger games like 6, it's really hard to plan ahead. You got to be careful. It seems like you got to be more careful with the wasabi.
Very much. You got to take them early and take them fast.
Yeah, and these are really powerful cards. So there's only 3 in the deck. Yeah, very cool. All right, what's up next?
Next is another really powerful card, and I feel like. It's funny we're doing the specials before we're doing the appetizers, but that's all right. This is Chopsticks. This is a sort of a delayed action card where when you play the Chopsticks, it stays in your tableau, but as soon as you want, you can swap it back into the hand for another card.
Interesting.
So it's like you're getting 2 cards because you're like passing on a turn. Say you know something good is coming down the line that you want to. Maybe you're trying to get a bunch of Maki rolls, right? And there's no Maki rolls in this hand, but there's a Chopsticks. You can play the Chopsticks. And then when Maki comes along, you put it back into the hand, and boom, you get 2 cards.
I see. Okay, so it gives you essentially an extra action.
Yep. It's keep it to use it later.
Okay.
Keep the action.
That also seems like one you'd want to use early. So that you have more availability, more options to cards.
Yep. Either early or later when you've got like your eye on a very specific combo, or somebody's letting some dumplings slip, which we'll get to in a second. But the more the better usually when it comes to these cards in the basic Sushi Go setup. Yeah. So Chopsticks just allows you to optimize some of your card selection strategies you're going for.
I like optimization. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, dumplings. You brought these up. I love dumplings.
And everybody loves dumplings, and getting a bunch of dumplings is really good. You know, you got your plate full and dumping and dunking and just
very
loving it, right? Love me some dumplings. And they are all about numbers. You want to get as many as you can. And the more you get, the more they're worth.
I see.
At 1 dumpling, it's 1. At 2, they're worth 3 points. So then technically each dumpling's worth 1.5, and they keep going up from there. You know, 3 is 6, 4 is 10 points, 5 is 15.
And I just counted, so there are 8 of these here. So getting to 5 is going to be pretty difficult in a higher player game. Because as soon as someone sees you taking dumplings, well, no, I'm going to stop you.
Right.
I'm going to interfere a little bit. But
right. And then you see that's a self-balancing path, too, is how the game kind of keeps everybody closer, unless somebody runs away with all the dumplings, in which case, you know, that's on the players for not paying attention.
Yep. It's on the deck, it's on the players, too. Because it's hard, too, because you're like, well, I'm focused on Maki this game.
Right.
Right? And I got to let some dumplings slip. Well, wait, you got 5 dumplings? Oops.
But who's paying attention to those dumplings? And what if somebody uses a chopstick to get even more dumplings than they probably should, right?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of nuance, and I'm really interested when we do our playthrough here in a second to see how this nuance plays out in a 2-player game. I think it's going to be a lot different, because last time we played 6.
Right, which was a lot of fun, but...
What's up next on the list here?
Right, what up next is going to be the tempura shrimp, the deep-fried tempura. And these are pretty straightforward. You just need pears, So every 2 tempura is worth 5 points.
Okay, and there are 8 in here, so...
And that's a really efficient,
pairs.
right? And that's a really efficient point gain. That's more efficient than the dumplings, and
It's 2.5 per card.
exactly, that's killer,
That's solid. That's like almost as good as the squid.
right? And so you see how the squid is automatically better than pretty much that, because if you only get 1 tempura, that's 0 points.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get to score it. You have to have 2.
I see.
But a nigiri by itself, 3 points,
Yeah.
like that's kind of situationally, you got to weigh those options.
So when would you skip a squid nigiri?
If I already had like a tempura and I need my second,
okay.
I'd maybe pass.
Because that's like a 5-point swing.
Yeah,
compared to 3
huge.
points.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
It's 2 more. Or if I already had a run of dumplings, and those are really competitive.
True.
Because everybody wants to stop you from turning them into 3-point worth, right?
Yeah.
Per. And so,
That's so good.
right,
And
that's
I mean,
like,
even the gap, the jump from 3 to 4 is huge.
Yeah.
Right? That's a 4-point jump. 6 to 10? Okay.
It's huge,
Yeah.
right? And that jump right there, that's worth 4 points. So then I would pass up on a squid
Okay.
nigiri, and it's just kind of simple math like
Yeah.
that as you go along.
Yeah.
Because you're always just weighing, in this situation, in this moment, in this opportunity, what is worth the most to me?
And I'm really liking, at a glance, there's not so much depth, but while you're playing, you're actually weighing a lot of options.
Yeah, you're always thinking.
Yeah.
It's never super deep about anything, but you're always activated.
Yeah, there's a little more depth than I expected.
There you go.
Okay, what's up next, Roman?
Next up is the sashimi, one of the cuter ones in my
I
opinion.
do like those.
Though they
What is
also cute.
sashimi?
I probably should have studied before I did this.
Have you tried all the food?
No.
Really? Have you had tempura at least?
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
good?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's deep fried.
It's
It's
breaded
good.
shrimp.
It's breaded,
yeah.
okay.
You can't mess it up. It's
So what?
panko or whatever, the breading.
Okay.
It's so good.
So, what actually is sushi? What's
is
the
sushi?
definition of sushi?
What is the definition of
Good.
sushi?
If we say deep fried shrimp, I like sushi. If we say dumplings, I like sushi.
Let's do some inference here.
Yeah.
Sushi is like, it's got to be a hand food, right?
Okay.
You got to be able to like pick it up with your hand
Yeah.
or like with chopsticks. It's not like something you eat with a fork and knife. So that's pretty much any of these.
So is sushi the rice dish, and then these are the sides?
I would imagine the sushi is like the rolls and the nigiri, and then there's the appetizers and the dessert,
Okay,
right?
I see. Well, sorry to derail you there.
You're
I just
good.
was thinking, I'm not
Because the game
sushi
also
expert.
details it.
It does.
It's okay because
Yeah.
the game kind of tells you.
Because I like that's what I like about this game too, is it starts the conversation.
Yeah.
All right, sashimi. How does it work in the
Is-
game?
What is sashimi? Well, how it works in the game. It doesn't say what it is.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
It's a delicacy.
Sorry, listeners. We failed.
So sashimi, how it works is just like the shrimp, except this is sets of 3.
Ooh, this is very interesting.
And you need 3
Yeah.
cards to get 10 points. And there is, I think, an even number, so you can't get more than 2
Wow.
sets.
So these are really risky because you
Mhm.
have 8 of them. So someone that takes these
Isn't getting it.
is just wasting 2 cards.
Yep.
Ooh.
And if there's
Ooh.
only one in this round, it's worthless. It's
Oh,
a dead
man.
card.
Oh wow. Okay. So this is super risky, but that's a 10 points.
Super risky, and people will see it coming a mile
Yeah.
away because you'll have 2 out
Mm.
forever.
Mhm.
And that's another way that chopsticks are good. If there's a hand with 2 of them in there,
I
you swap
see.
it out for chopsticks.
Okay,
And complete
so
your
you're
set.
going to want to use the chopsticks on some of these riskier options, like
Mhm.
the tempura and the sashimi.
Right.
Okay.
So, if you've got sort of this situation going on, you can help fill yourself out with
I
it.
like that.
If you see 2 that you want to grab, or there's a really good nigiri wasabi combo. Either way, the chopsticks are really powerful and potent
Yeah.
to help move cards around to where
Mhm.
they sort of shouldn't be, or like get you cards
Yeah.
from places where you shouldn't
And
be
we've
able
talked
to.
about this a lot in our game
Mhm.
deep dives, is you're looking for things that give you more actions.
Bingo.
And that sounds like that's what the chopsticks do.
Yeah.
Right?
And delayed
that's
actions
what the
are
wasabi
usually
does.
right.
Mhm.
And delayed actions are usually more
Mhm.
powerful than like immediate actions.
Because that opens up a choice that's not baked into the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not baked. Maybe the pudding fried into the game.
Yep.
Okay. And sashimi, that's 3.33 repeating points if you can get it.
It's 10 points.
Per card, 3.33. Right?
Yeah, 3.33. Yep.
Cool. All right, last one here, pudding.
Pudding.
I like pudding. Sorry for the clap, folks.
Pudding.
I get excited about pudding.
Literally, he's so excited right now. He's shaking.
I'm so excited. I want to try that. I do want to try all of this.
I know that strawberry does look really good, but
ooh, there's a lot of pudding.
Mm-hmm. There's a boatload of puddings. So this is a competition for the most. Who can get the most pudding?
Okay, 15 of these.
Yeah. So.
Whoa, I'm seeing a negative here, Ron.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
The fewest.
I'm seeing a negative. I'm scared. Oh no.
Yep. These ones are collected throughout all 3 rounds of play, and you hold on to them throughout all 3 rounds of play. Whoever gets the most puddings gets 6 points. Whoever gets the least loses 6 points.
Oof.
So in the game with multiple people, you can end up in the middle and just be like, fine,
okay,
that's cool. I don't want points or want to lose points, right?
Yeah.
But whoever's first gets the 6 points, and there's a huge and heavy opportunity cost for getting puddings.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how much is 6 points at the end
That's
of the game worth
point.
versus
yeah,
like
because if you're not first
now,
you're getting 0 for every single pudding that you've taken.
or negative points.
Or negative. Oh, wow.
But,
and so in a 2-player game, one of us is getting negative points for this pudding.
Yeah.
And there's 15 of these, so that is a lot of options for the higher player games.
And that's another check on if you're paying attention, is are you paying attention to how many puddings everybody has in the game right now?
Mm-hmm.
If there's 15, that means somebody's getting 8, somebody's getting 7 in a 2-player game.
Oh, wow.
So you don't want to be
true.
behind the ball, right?
Oh, my gosh. That's stressful.
Mm.
I'm excited. So, Sushi Go versus Sushi Party, did it add more cards to the deck?
In a way. So, in the Sushi Party, there's a bunch of different kinds of appetizers, rolls, specials, and such. And all of them have different numbers, different amounts than the base game does. Some of them are fewer, some of them are more. So you could end up with a game with more cards in it than the base game of Sushi Go.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that's like really game changing in any way.
So the base amount of cards are the same here. Because my thought is in a 2-player game, the points are going to be a lot higher than a 6-player game.
Yeah,
Because there's a finite amount of cards.
The hands that are dealt out are bigger. So
true.
we pick more cards in a 2-player game than, say, in a multiplayer game. The hands would be smaller.
So your choices are much more deliberate in a 6-player game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Heavier. Each point is like weightier.
Yeah. Awesome. And so back to the board real quick, then we'll jump into our sample.
Sounds good.
What is this around the edge here?
That's just a point tracker.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot going on with the game board throughout the game besides telling you what's in the game and the point tracker around the edge. Which I don't know. That's kind of nice. That is super simple. But
what are these tasty looking little wooden pieces?
Right. Our tasty looking. What are these sake bottles?
Oh, they are, aren't
Sake?
they? That's so fun. Wow.
Little sake bottles because you can't have sushi without sake.
True. Or actually, I don't know. You're the expert.
I love sake. It's so smooth. It's dangerous, but don't.
Is that what they squirt at people at like what are those?
It must be, right?
Hibachi restaurants? Yeah, okay.
It must be.
Fun.
A little bit of sake in your little choo-choo train.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen like a horse's butt one the guy had that shot it out of a horse's butt toy. That's a fun one. Okay, so I need to take one of these then.
Oh, whatever color you prefer. This is your color piece.
I'm going to take red.
That was the one I was going to pick. We'll do a classic red versus blue.
Red versus blue, I dig it. So we start at 0. And so the point board actually goes up to 60 here. Have you seen players get that many points?
More. I've seen us
Really?
lap the board.
You've lapped the board. Wow. And how many players were playing when you lapped the board like that?
It's usually 4 to 6.
Wow. So
and
we
then,
can expect in a 2-player game, we're going to get a lot of points right now.
Oh, maybe. It's the base game, so it's definitely going to be a lot of points. I don't know if it'll exceed the 60 that how we did that was improperly playing a 4-player game.
Okay.
And then so we dealt 10 cards instead of 9, which God forbid.
Okay.
But also we were playing with a special layout that is called Points Platter.
Okay.
It just has different cards in it that score higher points and more per card. So you're always scoring like big points every time you put down a card, and it's really satisfying.
Nice. And so before we jump in, I wanted to touch on the modes. So we're playing the base mode, but what are the various modes that are given there?
So there are a bunch that are pre-built and pre-made, pre-cooked, if you will. 8 of them that are in the manual.
Okay.
But the manual says you don't have to use those. You can do like a sort of pick and pass or draft, or you can just vote on which ones you want to use. Yeah, heavily customizable.
I dig that. Okay.
So, like, say you like the chopsticks, you want to use the chopsticks, you can keep them. Otherwise, there's a ton of.
So once you have played different modes, you played the base game, just play with the pieces you like. Customize it a little bit.
Right, because they all have their unique rules. Like
build I like that. Build your own mode. So how do we start?
So starting out, you're going to pick up all these cards, put them into one pile, and then give them a shuffle.
I can do that.
You can do a riffle shuffle. Give it a couple more.
Give it a couple of them. Yeah.
Because we want it nice and mixed together. So we've decided what we're going to play with. We're going to play the basic setup, and each player has chosen their colors. So we've done that, and then we did that.
I'm not good at the bridge.
No, the bridge is the hardest part.
I was thinking we talked about also another episode of the standard 52 card deck. Just playing games you can play with them, you know. So for that episode, I'll have to learn how to do the bridge better.
We'll get after it. We'll get our card skills down. I wanted to get some card tricks, some sleight of hand and stuff.
You did that
going.
in high school. Okay, deck is shuffled.
Somebody called me Ace for a while there, but I actually messed up a little bit. We're gonna have to take some of these puddings out.
So you change the amount based on number of players in the game? Is that what the rule?
Yeah, so puddings have a special rule that every round an amount gets thrown into the deck.
Oh, very interesting.
So that it's never guaranteed what you're going to get for the puddings. They're just going to come along randomly.
I see.
I can find the rules here.
Do you want me to pick out the puddings for you while you look?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so I'm picking out the puddings. But in a 2-player game, how many cards are we going to deal to each other?
10.
Okay. Cool. Pudding. And what I love about this game, too, is that all of these foods are just so happy.
Yeah.
So ready to be eaten. Makes me want to try all of them. Which, I wonder, have you played with any people who are like, I don't want to eat those. They're too cute.
No, but I have had people play the game where all they do is take the ones they find the cutest.
I could see that.
And they don't normally do well.
Yeah. I could see that. But that's fun, too. That's what makes it such a good intro game, honestly.
Here we go.
Because you can just play for the aesthetics. Okay, so what are we doing with the pudding?
So we just want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puddings in the first round. So we're not going to get the full host of puddings.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that's a lot of 15. That's more than the nigiri. So,
right? We don't need that, man.
We don't need that.
We don't need that.
So I'll give it one more shuffle and then deal 10 to each of us.
Oh, yeah, 10.
Okay, so what I was thinking here, since we're also on a podcast, I think we will each take our card, and then when we flip them up, we'll read out the card we took.
Sounds good.
Okay, I lose count there. 7, 9, 10. That's 10, right?
I think so.
10. Cool. And then do we deal with the deck at all in a round?
No.
Cool. So I got my cards. This is round 1, and I'm going to take a card I want, right?
Right, you pick one card, place it face down, and then we pass the hand.
All right.
I'm going to go risking for the biscuit.
I'm going to go risking. So, and then we flip it.
Flip the card.
Okay.
Ooh.
You went with chopsticks. I went with wasabi.
Oh, all right. I think you're going to get a good card.
I know what I'm looking for.
Yup.
Because wasabi increases the points of nigiri. So, oh wow, would you look at that?
And I'm gonna put my chopsticks into this hand to choose 2 cards. And if you want to flip our cards over. Them.
So I got the squid nigiri 3. So times 3 on that thanks to the wasabi.
9 points. And then I played the tempura with the chopsticks, so I got 2 of them down right away for 5 points.
Solid. Still solid.
Totally.
Okay. Oh, man. See, this is interesting. I'm like, how soon into the game do we need to think about the pudding?
Right away. If you're my brother, right away.
I do remember that. He rushed it.
He lost, but he rushed
he
those
definitely rushed that
He
pudding.
got the most.
Oh, man. Well, I know what I'm not taking. All right.
Ready?
Yes.
And flip it.
I got the squid nigiri 3.
Again.
Just safe choice.
And I went with maki rolls of value of 2.
2. Solid. So this is a fast-paced game. This is quick. We're moving. We're rolling back and forth.
Very fast-paced.
So in a 2-player game with the maki rolls, I only need to get 1 to get that second place.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
But then you can easily slip ahead of me with like 3, you know. So it's always keeping the person going for first on their toes.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this. All right, ready?
Yep.
Tempura.
Chopsticks.
Okay. Oh no, I doomed myself, I think. I thought there was another one. See, that's another part of this game is remembering what's in the deck. Oh no.
And also, do I want to give you an easy points or do I want to starve you is another good question to think about. Because I could snipe something from you.
So we score at the end of each round?
Yep, as soon as these cards are down, we'll score at the end.
So there's a pudding scoring every round?
Pudding is only scored at the end of the game.
And you said that. Okay. Oh, man. I'm gonna...
Right? So it's like extra long. It's extra long turn.
Okay.
I don't remember what's in your hand right now, but I'm gonna risk it.
Okay, ready? Yep. Pudding.
2 sashimi. I need a 3rd. Come on, sashimi.
Yeah. I gave it to you.
Oh, I used the chopsticks properly.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna be responsible. Okay.
Responsible boys. That's
tempura,
us.
Yes.
I got another sashimi, so you got the 5 from the tempura, and I got the 10 from the sashimi.
Solid. Okay, so I got the 2 that I needed. You got the 3 that you needed, and let's finish this out. I think.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Dumpling.
Got another maki roll.
Nice. So if I get no maki, am I still in second?
I think technically, yeah.
Sweet. All right, I know what I'm taking.
Oh, that adds a little layer to this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Salmon nigiri, 2 points.
All right, pudding. Nothing for now, but a little bit for later. This is a joke. This isn't a card. It's worth anything.
All right. Salmon nigiri, 2 points.
All right, chopsticks, nothing. Then last card.
Maki roll.
Woo!
Okay, so how do we choose who scores first?
So we score at the same time, but I like to go along and just score them as you go. So if you want to go first, we'll score your nigiri first.
So I got the squid nigiri times 3, so that's 9.
And you're red, so we'll put you at 9.
Plus another 3 for basic squid nigiri.
All right.
Plus 2 salmon nigiri, so 4 more points.
4 more. Yep.
Plus tempura times 2, so that's 5 points.
5 points, so you're 21.
Pudding's at the end.
Yep, stick that to the side.
A dumpling, so 1 point.
1 point.
And then I got second place for the maki, so that's 3 points.
All right, so you're at 25.
That is heavy scoring. Wow, okay.
And just take those cards, all except the pudding, and put them in the discard.
Okay. So we're not going to see these again.
Right.
Oh, interesting. So we already got rid of a few of the squid nigiri.
And one of the wasabi out of the 3 gone.
Very interesting.
Right.
Okay.
Then I'm up first. I have no nigiri. My maki rolls, I score 6 for having the most.
All right, you're at 6.
I have no wasabi. I have chopsticks, which do not score points. I have 1 point for having one
Woo,
dumpling.
dumpling!
Then the tempura, I have 2 of for 5 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then I have 3 sashimi for 10 points.
So you're at 12, so that'll put you at 22.
Boom.
Pretty close.
And 1
Pretty
pudding
close round.
for the side. I feel like the maki rolls are kind of a bad get. Like you
Yeah, I think
don't want to go for those.
in a 1v1 like this, since you just default in second, you only need to get a single roll.
So
Interesting.
why go for them?
Okay, so 10 each round?
10 each round.
Okay, 1, 2.
Oh, before we go,
Oh,
we gotta
yep,
shuffle
yep,
these 3 pudding into the deck.
Alright. Get in there, pudding. See, how many players have lost the game off of the -6 from the pudding?
Ooh, I've only seen it once, maybe twice, but once somebody was real salty about that because they were like, so-and-so always wins, I never win, blah, blah, and then they're like ahead of everybody else, and they're finally like, we're closing out the game, and I'm like, oh, one last thing, the pudding, and they're like, they thought it scored like the maki, where the most person gets points, second place gets like 3 points, right? And they were like, I got this, I'm confident, I'm gonna seal it by 1 point. I'm like, oh, no, you lose points. They were, a little miffed, I would say.
I'm looking a little closer here, and it says no penalty in a 2-player game. So does that mean...
Oh, then nobody loses 6 points.
So nobody loses
in a
6, but the first person will gain the 6.
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Well, that
Play in
changes
2-player games, folks. But I like that. That adds a dynamic, too. I can see them being salty. I would be as well. All right, let's take
Inconsolable is another word.
take a gander, a look-sees here. I'm going to go ahead and do this.
All right.
Ready for the reveal? I got chopsticks.
Wasabi.
We flipped. We switched roles.
Which I know what you're going to get. You're going to get the freaking thing to stop me from getting 9 points, obviously. Right? Obviously.
Naturally.
So then I have to take advantage of what I have here.
Okay. So, this is so interesting, and never know when to use the chopsticks. I remember the first time we played, I was like, I don't know how to use these things, and I just avoided them. So I will do that.
Yeah, I will do a desperation move, because I don't think you're going to give me the card I want.
I will take this. Crap, I forgot what was in there. We're going to do that. Okay, ready?
Yep.
I took the chopsticks back to my hand, and I got the squid nigiri and the tempura.
It hurts. And I played the salmon nigiri because I knew you were going to take the squid
Still
nigiri.
a 6-point swing, but yes. Okay, I know what I'm taking. Going to be responsible. Responsible gamer.
So you say.
All right, ready?
Ready. Chopsticks.
Tempura.
It's too good.
Okay. Gonna continue being responsible. I laid mine down, ready for the flip.
Ready.
I got pudding.
Sashimi.
Ooh,
2 of them.
ooh, interesting.
Is there sashimi in here?
No.
I just wasted it.
That's the thing, you gotta have good memory for this game too. Oh man. Okay. I don't want these. Alright, I'm gonna put this down. I'm good.
I might as well try to get some points this game.
Alright, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I have Maki 3 symbols.
And I have salmon nigiri for 2 points.
Okay, I think I will continue to be responsible and do that. Alright, ready? I have Maki for another 2.
And I have chopsticks.
Okay, so I think I did the math and I locked in the Maki. So let's do something else.
Good. Runaway card.
Get back here.
And then I will use my chopsticks.
Whoa.
Grab 2 cards.
What I'm seeing too as I play, what's interesting with the dumplings, you need 5, and there's like a low chance that they all get dealt out. How often do you see the 5? Or someone get that 5?
Once in a while, I've seen it in big games where people are competing over other things. So like sashimi or tempura, like we're busy fighting over that, and then somebody is just quietly putting down a dumpling every single turn, just never saying a word.
So it's definitely a bigger game thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you gotta have room for it to like slip through the radar.
I see. All right, ready? I have pudding.
And I have a salmon nigiri for 2 points and a pudding.
Okay, so there's mine, your card, here's mine. I'm going to do this.
Flip
All
it.
right, dumpling.
Egg nigiri.
Wow, I wonder what I'm taking. It's fun. At the end, it speeds up so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's that. I have egg nigiri, 1 point.
And I have chopsticks for nothing.
And then maki, 2. So I have 7. Maki.
And maki for nothing.
Okay, let's let you point first here.
Okay,
This
so
round.
for nigiri, I actually have some points this turn. It's
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11, so 22 to 33.
Yep.
33?
For maki, I get 3 points for having the lowest
1,
value.
2, 3, that's a 36.
And then for the dumplings, I get 0. For the tempura, I get 0. Sashimi, 0.
Oof,
0.
that's sashimi.
0. But I do have another pudding to add to my collection.
Nice. I'm at 3 pudding, so this is going to be the deciding round here.
Mhm.
Okay, so for me, I have 1 egg nigiri, so 1 point there. And then a squid nigiri, so 4 points total for my nigiris.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, thank you. And then 5 points for 2 tempura,
34.
1 point for a dumpling,
35.
6 points for having the most points for the maki.
41.
Okay, still close.
Heck yeah.
I like this
Keep your
game.
puddings.
You're right, you're right. I get to eat those. It's dessert. I just realized that.
Bingo.
What a good mechanic.
Right?
Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we gotta
Yep,
shuffle
yep,
in.
you're right.
We gotta
See,
shuffle
this is
in.
good. We're doing this real time. The pudding mechanic.
The pudding mechanic.
Yes.
All the desserts play that way too, where they get slowly added in, filtered in.
Yeah.
And most of them are saved to the end, though I think there's a few that do score
That
every
is
round.
such a good mechanic. I can't believe I didn't realize that till the bottom of the show.
Right? It's beautiful, isn't it?
Okay, so we got about 7 minutes left in the episode. We'll speed through this round and talk about pros, cons, what we liked.
I love it when the flavor mixes with the pudding flavor mixes with the game mechanics.
Yes.
Mwah.
Wait. Are there 2 extra cards?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Nice.
should be.
Get out of here. I thought we'd use the whole deck, but we don't. Okay,
Just to
okay.
add some uncertainty to your brain.
Okay. Here we go.
My.
Here we go. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be risky with it too.
Yep. All right, ready?
Yep.
Pudding.
Wasabi.
Oh, okay. Here. Oh my gosh. That's so much.
This is a weird one.
This is
a weird one.
This is strange.
This is really weird.
Okay, I'm going to flip.
Flip.
What you got?
Egg nigiri for 3 times.
Okay. I have Maki 3 symbols. Okay. Oh man. Why? All right. Lock it in.
Ready?
Yep. Maki 3 symbols.
Chopsticks.
Oh, that's so good right now.
Chopsticks.
I think I locked that in, so then I'm going to do this.
Yep. I'm using my chopsticks to play 2 cards,
Yep. I have a pudding.
2 dumplings.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that. Oh man. Let's do this. Right, ready? Chopsticks.
3 dumplings.
Nah. Okay, I'm gonna grab the chopsticks to play another card. Flip.
Pudding.
Okay, and I got a dumpling and a pudding. So
Nice.
there's no point. Whoever takes this is gonna take the other. You know what? We're locking in. I want dessert. Pudding.
Chopsticks.
Okay. 2 maki roll.
2 tempura.
Nice.
Okay.
1 maki roll.
1 maki roll.
And, sashimi.
And I got a chopsticks.
All right, let's do some points here. I'll start. How many pudding do you have?
Not enough.
I have 7.
3.
Okay, so that's 6 for me on the pudding.
6 for Victor. 41 to 47.
6 for having the most maki rolls,
That's 53.
and 1 for a single dumpling.
54. Very respectable. Very
I
respectable.
was trying to lap it. I was trying.
You were close. So for my nigiri wasabi mix, I get 3.
1, 2, 3.
For the tempura, I get 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 44.
And dumplings, I get 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 50.
Dang, so
That's
close.
still close. That's awesome. That's a quick, close game. Our game's usually this close by the end.
Usually.
Nice.
Yep, just a few point difference.
So, Ron, we talked about a little bit of the strategies as we went, but we have about a few minutes here. What is one piece of advice for people wanting to, for the spikes out there that want to get better at the game?
Want to get better at the game? I would say card count.
Oh, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Practice your memory. Play those memory games.
Memorize what cards you've seen, what cards you haven't seen, and then what's left in the deck.
Because honestly, that lost you some points there with the sashimi.
Yep.
So I think you definitely would have been ahead this game.
Exactly.
Just miscounted. Yep. So count. There's math even in this sushi game. All right, Ron, tell us some pros for this game.
You can play it with your parents. It's pretty.
That is true. Yeah.
It's quick and easy. It's quick, so you can play it in between things, or if you don't have much time, or what have you. The normal Sushi Go is small and easy to take with you. Even Sushi Go Party is not much bigger. It's not like a huge, bulky board game, so I play it out on patios and picnic tables.
I really like what you said about getting your parents to play, because we talked about that in episode 2. It's a gateway game.
Exactly.
The aesthetics can get people who don't normally play games to give it a shot.
It's cute food with small numbers, and it's fast, and you like can chit chat while you're playing.
And I think that took us about 15 minutes, but we were talking. We were explaining the cards, so it'd be even faster once you get the go.
Once you get going,
Get that groove of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been saying it the whole time, but the aesthetics for this game are just on point.
Right.
The cute art, the colors, it's awesome.
And Sushi Go Party adding even more cute art to be displayed on your table and with the cards is like boosts that even more.
And visually, the graphics are so easy to read. I know what I'm looking at. It's not cluttered at all. All right, so what are some of the cons for this game?
Cons, if you're looking for ocean deep type of game with intricate, like, go somewhere else. This is not for you. This is not for hardcore gamers. If you bring a hardcore mentality, there are setups for that with more aggressive foods, I guess. More aggressive foods.
Spicy.
Yeah, more spiky, so you're actually interacting with each other and like, no, I'm stealing a card from your tableau. Things like that. So it can go to those places, but there will be those metas that you fall into pretty quickly. And you know, it's a good drinking game, but I wouldn't take it like tournament level serious.
It's very simple, and that's by design and by choice. It's a fun, like you said, 8 players can play it. And how long did that teach the rules? It took a little longer because we were going through all the setup and everything, but boom, 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 take these cards, get these points.
Yeah, it's so easy to teach. I was worried we wouldn't have enough time.
I just went back to the pros. Sorry. Back to the cons. So one of the cons that I put here is just high RNG. Yeah. You're basically, especially in the higher player games, you're at the mercy of the deck. So.
Yeah, and there's setups that mitigate that, but like you said, it's high RNG. It's just going to be there. And that's these goofier, lighter games are going to be like that too.
Yeah, and so pull them out at parties, and have a good time and know what you're getting into, and we highly recommend it. I love that we were able to play it so easily on the show.
That was
I remember Root, like how dense that was.
Right.
That's
so much stuff everywhere, and just like. That's Root.
We're at the bottom of the hour, Ron.
That's it.
Blink. We got 30 seconds left, so got to say thank you all for joining us. Of course, thank you to BCTV, as always, for letting us put on these shows.
Serious.
If you like what we're doing, check us out on YouTube. Email us at shareddiscoveryshow@gmail.com with any recommendations. Your favorite type of sushi, leave it in the comments. Check us out on Instagram. And as we go, thank you for joining us on episode 56 of Shared Discovery. Make sure you have fun, play some games, eat some sushi, and take it away, Ron.
Yeah, riches must be divided, but true wealth can be shared.
Bye.
Take it easy.
See
Bye.
ya.